Hi, welcome to my channel Read with Shubham. Today in this video I am going to give you a great trick. If you follow this great trick, you can also improve your English. You can also start speaking English fluently. But this trick a bit problematic initially. If you are a basic learner, you might face a bit problem to follow this trick, but if you can follow this trick, I can assure you can become a very good speaker. So what is the trick? The trick is to think in English. Yes, you have to think in English. I know many of you are from Bengali medium. Most of the time you speak in Bengali, you watch Bengali movies. So how you can think in English? But you can think in English. If you don't know much grammar, if you don't know much about English, still you can think in English. Okay, for example, you are in your room, and in your room there are lots of things: books, pens, chairs, table, lots of things could be there. So when you see those things, so try to think in English with those little things. For example, there are some books on the table. So how to think those particular situation in English, that the books are on the table. And for example, there is a cat under the bed. So in spite of thinking in Bengali, if you think that the cat is under the table or under the bed in English, that could help you a lot. Okay, so always, definitely, when you are alone or when you are outside, you are in your class, anywhere you could be, definitely lots of thoughts come in your brain in Bengali. So try to change those Bengali thoughts in English. Recently, I am sitting under the shade of the tree. So if I think this particular situation, that right now I am sitting under the shade of the tree, okay, and the wind is blowing right now. So try to think in English. When you are outside or you are traveling anywhere by the bus or by bike, so at that time you might see lots of things around the road. So try to think those particular things in English. For example, you are going somewhere by bus, so through the window you can see lots of things. You can see the hospitals, the shops, so you can see also the people working there alongside the road. So you can think those situations in English, that there is a hospital, there are lots of doctors, some vehicles are standing in front of the hospital. So means you have to think. I know initially you might face lots of problems to think in English, but you have to think in English forcefully. Every day at least 10 to 15 minutes try to think in English. If you can think in English for the entire 1 month, I can tell you after 1 month you can think in English automatically. When I started speaking English 1 year ago, I was not able to think in English. I faced lots of problems, but every day I thought, no, I have to think in English. Forcefully, I thought in English. Forcefully. But after that, it has become my habit to think in English. At present, if I go anywhere or if I do anything, I don't know, automatically the thoughts come in English. It has become my habit. It has become so easy for me, so normal for me to think in English at present. And you have to do it, guys, really, because the native speakers always think in English. Even in their dreams, they think in English. So we have to create the environment to think in English. And for that, guys, you have to stop watching Bengali movies. You have to stop watching Bengali serials. You have to stop listening to Bengali music. Whatever you watch, listen, do, or speak, you have to do only on in English. Then only you will be able to think in English. For example, you always speak in Bengali, you always watch Bengali movies, you listen to Bengali movies. What do you think? It will be possible for you to think in English? Yes, it will be possible, but not in that great way. But if you always watch, listen, speak in English, so automatically in your brain the English thoughts will come, right? So you can do it. Yes, you have to find the opportunity to think in English. You might be a student. So as a student, if you are in your classroom, then in your classroom you can think about the anything. You can think in English about your teacher, you can think about your books in English. You can think. That could definitely help you. Really, this is a great technique that I have told you here, and you have to follow it if you really want to speak English. And guys, I am a learner like you. I also think in English. I every day, every moment, everywhere I think in English, and that's how it has become so easy for me to speak in English. And I hope that in the future I can improve my English by thinking in English. You have to do it. Yes. And one more thing, to think in English, you have to know some word. For example, I have said the cat is under the bed. So you have to know what is the meaning of under. And I have said right now I am sitting under the shade of the tree. So you have to know what is the meaning of shade. So word meaning really plays an important role to think in English, to speak English properly. So first learn some basic vocabulary. If you don't know much basic vocabulary, you have to know. And after that you can think in English. And always start from the basic. No need to make big sentences. No need to think big sentences in English. Try to make little small sentences. Try to think small little sentences in English. And from the little, you can gradually make it longer. And by doing it, you can also start speaking English fluently. I hope so. Thank you. That's all in this video. If you like this video, please subscribe my channel. Bye bye. Take care.